Hello and welcome to Sports This Morning. I'm Cecilia Omogbe.
I am Tayo Salam. Many thanks for joining us again. Starting off the show on a stunning note, Sheriff FC have produced one of the biggest upsets in Champions League history with a 2-1 win over Real Madrid at the Santiago Bernabeu.
And it was the first time Real Madrid were playing the Champions League match in Santiago Bernabeu after more than 18 months away from it.
Right, so...
And the Sheriff came to Madrid and they gave them the stunner.
And we said it jokingly on the show yesterday, there's a new Sheriff in town. If only we knew.
All right, on to the program. It's a big relief for Lionel Messi. Finally, he scored his first goal for PSG, and it happened in the 74th minute for them to wrap up a 2-0 win over Manchester City.
What a goal it was as well, too. Lionel Messi was never going to score a tap-in for his first goal as a PSG player. Fantastic goal coming from Lionel Messi. It's safe to say the floodgates opened now. Also, on the program, we expected it. Now it's official. Manny Pacquiao said goodbye to boxing to focus on his bid to become the president of the Philippines.
I'm going to miss him. We're
all going to miss him. We're going to miss Manny Pacquiao. But the writing had been on the wall for a while now, so not a surprise at all. That's where we're starting off the show. Manny Pacquiao, if you've been following in the last couple of weeks, announced his presidency bid for the Philippines, and you wondered how is he going to combine being a president and a boxer. Very not feasible, exactly, even though he was a senator and was boxing.
When he was in the parliament.
Presidency is a different level entirely. So Manny Pacquiao is done with boxing, and he made the announcement in a very emotional social media post last night.
Oh, it was a 14-minute video where he posted on his official Facebook page. And, you know, he's been like, how do I put it now? He's been like a good run for him, because if you look at his career, what he has done, 26 years of boxing, and during that time, the things he's achieved, after 72 fights, 62 wins, 8 losses, 2 draws. Of those, you have 62 wins of that. Then inside that 62 wins, I think he had about 39 were by knockouts and 23 by decision, and he won 12 world titles. And he's the only fighter in history to win titles in 8 different weight classes. No one had ever done that. So, well, his retirement will be disheartening to a lot of people, but then, yeah, he needed to leave this and, of course, focus on the next stage, which is presidency.
Exactly. The record speaks for itself. Manny Pacquiao will go down as one of the greatest boxers of all time. Let's take a listen to Manny Pacquiao's announcement of his retirement.
My passion. I was given the opportunity of representing the Philippines, bringing fame and honor to my country every time I enter the ring. It is difficult for me to accept that my time as a boxer is over. Today, I am announcing my retirement. As I hang up my boxing gloves, I would like to thank the whole world, especially the Filipino people, for supporting Manny Pacquiao. Goodbye, boxing. Taos puso po ako nagpapasalamat sa lahat ng mga taong ating Panginoon. Dahil dinala niya po ako sa mga pamilyang nagkupkup sa akin at tumulong. It is difficult for me to...
Goodbye, boxing. Manny Pacquiao saying, bidding farewell to the sport that has given him everything in his career. This guy started from the very bottom, rose to the very top of professional boxing, 8th division world champion. Do you know what that means?
No one has
we're just celebrating Usyk from winning 2 titles in cruiserweight and heavyweight. This guy did it in the 8
different classes.
It's remarkable.
I mean, who can beat that? No one has ever done that. I don't think anybody will be able to do that. Maybe we'll wait for the next 10, 20 years.
Perhaps.
Maybe someone will come up to do that.
Exactly.
But then, right now, it's
Manny
something
Pacquiao,
that is hard to achieve.
Take a bow, wish him all the best as well, too, in his bid to become the president of the Philippines. Why not? He's got a good chance as well. So he's very popular back in his country. We all know his charitable works and all of that. He's been a senator as well. Too. So it's not just a green on going into politics. Yeah, it's been there, done it. And hopefully he can follow in the footsteps of the likes of George Opongwe. George Weah, yeah.
Yeah.
Becoming the president
of
a
Liberia.
country.
From
All right.
footballer to president, and from boxer to president. I'm loving it.
Interesting.
All right, let's still staying with boxing, of course. Updates coming from the Ukrainian, who is now, right now, the heavyweight champion. It's hard to say, but nearly crowned heavyweight champion because he's got everything. All the belts are with him right now.
Yeah, well,
so you can say anything.
3 belts with him. The other one is with Tyson Fury. Oleksandr Usyk, unified heavyweight champion of the world, is back home now. Of course, a return to a warm reception, and a lot of fans are turned up to welcome their new boxing hero. You know, Ukraine used to have the Klitschko brothers dominating the division for a long time, but they're old now and they're retired. Now they've got a new champ, someone to throw all of their support behind. His name is Oleksandr Usyk, who dethroned Anthony Joshua with unanimous points, the decision at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium on Saturday. But the story coming, or the updates coming from the camp of Oleksandr Usyk is pretty much confirming the rematch with Anthony Joshua has been agreed in principle. They just need to iron out the final details now in terms of where the fight is going to go on. Usyk wants it in Ukraine. Eddie Earn is saying something else, but they will have to make up their minds on that one. Another update is that they're looking at February next year or March to stage this particular rematch. And Cecilia, I am very excited to see how it's going to pan out. Anyways, we're seeing pictures are coming from the meet and greet he did with boxing fans in Ukraine. Like I said, Ukraine have a new boxing hero.
And during that time, we also met with Vitaly Klitschko. Of course, he handed him that WBO belt. Well, okay, they said the belt is going to arrive in Ukraine in a couple of weeks, but then he's got everything. And that's why he's been talking about unification bouts. He said he wants to consolidate on this, but that won't happen until this is the same right here when he met with one of the Klitschko brothers, the most senior one of them.
Yeah, meeting Vitaly, who's a politician as well too in the Ukraine, and it is just amazing. Ukraine are not the biggest country out there, but they've been able to produce very impressive professional boxers, world champions to be precise, and Oleksandr Usyk is the latest in that line. And congratulations to him once again. And Cecilia, like I said, he's been talking about unifying the division as well after the AJ rematch, and that's going to be very interesting to see. First of all, it's going to have to get past AJ when they run it back in February. Then you can focus on perhaps Tyson Fury or Deontay Wilder, whoever prevails in the October the 9th trilogy. Anyways, that's what he's been talking about.
Yeah, he says, at this moment, I have 4 belts. 3 main belts, WBA, WBO, and IBF, and the 4th is IBO, which is not one of the main belts. It's like an extra one, but Tyson Fury has the main 4th belt at the moment. We can talk about consolidation of all the belts only if after Tyson Fury has a boxing match with Deontay Wilder and they determine the champion. And after our rematch with Anthony Joshua, of course, I would very much like to have this consolidation match because in the super heavyweight, it hasn't happened for more than 30 years, if I'm not mistaken. So this is what he's keeping his eyes on. So Anthony Joshua, I hope he's listening and knowing that this guy just wants to also get that rematch and then have all the belts. And then he's already, I mean, he's looking at Tyson Fury. He's looking beyond Deontay Wilder, right?
No, not really. He's just saying if there's going to be a consolidation of the heavyweight division, it's going to be after the Tyson Fury versus Deontay Wilder fight. Whoever wins, of course, is going to have to come on.
He's jumping the guns, thinking he's also going to beat Anthony Joshua in the rematch.
That's exactly what he said. Cecilia, as a matter of fact, his immediate reaction to the rematch was, oh, we're going to do a rematch? Nice. I'm going to beat AJ twice. That's what he said.
AJ, I think February match, maybe they should take it to April or maybe May or June or July.
So confident.
AJ needs to recover from that and, I don't know, re-strategize before he can face this guy. He shouldn't just go in a hurry and do that because this September is already over. So you're looking at October, November, December, January, February. They're like, okay, 5 months.
That's not bad.
That's not bad. 5 months is okay for him to go back to the ring and improve and re-strategize and be able to face him next time. Okay, we're leaving boxing now, right? Let's go straight to basketball court. Yes, NBA hasn't started, but all the players have been talking about it. And the recent one happens to, with the COVID-19 vaccination, of course, some players don't want to take it.
Yep.
Some just want to do it. And one of them who is really skeptical about it happens to be Bradley Beal of Washington Wizards. For personal reasons, he doesn't want to take it.
Yeah, so as at the last time we checked, 90% of the NBA players are vaccinated. So the 10% out there, Bradley Beal is one of them who's still very skeptical about getting the jab. He's got his reasons, personal. He's not telling anyone. The few other players as well, too. Andrew Wiggins from the Golden State Warriors, who's actually requested for an exemption based on his religious beliefs. Interestingly, that was, turned down. And very interesting to see how that goes for Andrew Wiggins.
And then the big boy from Brooklyn Nets.
Yes, right. Kyrie as well. And
he has been saying it. He doesn't want it.
Anyway, so Bradley Beal has been explaining his stance on the vaccination going into the NBA season.
Still considering getting the vaccine. So one thing I want to get clear is that I'm not sitting up here advocating or campaigning that, no, you should not get that vaccine. I'm not doing that. I'm not sitting up here doing that. Not sitting up here doing I want to get that straight. I am not sitting up here saying vaccines are bad. I'm not sitting up here saying that this vaccine is bad. I'm not sitting up here saying that you shouldn't get it. It is a personal decision between every individual. That's it. Right? And I have that personal right to keep it to myself and keep it between my family. And I would like everybody to respect that.
Bradley Beal of the Washington Wizards speaking and telling everyone that cares to listen why he hasn't taken the COVID jab just yet. The NBA season is around the corner. And to be fair to him, he's still considering, he's still doing his research. And if push comes to shove and he has to take it, I wouldn't be surprised if he does that. But obviously, you can't be forcing anyone to take this thing.
But I think it's something that is required because for the virus to finally go away, because you have to stay for a long time, it's just to stop it nipping in the bud, whereby the transmitting system is caught up. Because
so we're not going to
get
we're not going to get into all of the scientific talks because obviously we're not experts. But what I was trying to say is that the NBA actually tried to mandate vaccination for everyone, but they met still resistance from the NBPA, that's the National Basketball Players Association. They said, no, you can't do that. You can't force anyone to take the COVID jab.
Doesn't, because I know that most of the players that haven't been vaccinated cannot take part in the media day because of this. So is that they're going to prevent them from playing?
Well, we'll see. Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed, right?
We're very interested to see how that pans out. All right, so that's it for basketball. In America, we're still talking basketball, this time on the world stage.
On the world stage, because the Women's World Cup at the qualifying tournament, you already have some of the teams. Asia competitions started on Monday, so the final four will join the list. We're going to be reeling that. Of course, Nigeria D Tigers is one of them. They've qualified. They booked a spot for it because they won the championship, followed by Mali, who finished second. So just two teams from Africa. Even when our basketball grows higher, we can be having up to 4, like you're having across the world. Because in Europe, about 6, Americas, you have 4, Asia, you have 4. And these are the teams that will make up the qualifying tournament. So we've got the list for you this morning. Just realized the teams that are qualified already. The qualified teams, starting with Nigeria. And, of course, you have Mali. Then you have USA, of course, Olympic champions. Then you also have teams like Belarus, France, Serbia, Belgium, Bosnia and Herzegovina, and, of course, Russia. Then the top 4 teams from the FIBA Women's Asia Cup will also join this crop of teams. Brazil is also there. Canada is also there because of the America Cup. The USA, Puerto Rico are part of it. Of course, host Australia is also part of that team. That's talking about the Women's World Cup qualifying tournament. The event, of course, is going to be in Australia hosted. And then we're just waiting. Qualifiers is going to start in February.
February.
So, yeah, there you have the qualified teams I just reeled out earlier. You have Nigeria, Mali, Australia, USA, Puerto Rico, Brazil, Canada, Serbia, France, Belgium, Belarus, Bosnia, Herzegovina, and, of course, you have Russia completing it. And 4 teams that will top from Asia will be the one that will book the final spot for it. And after that, then we'll have the draws. We'll see if we're lucky enough to have, well, a good draw and be able to qualify. I don't like this new rule anyway. I love the fact that winners of the continent will go, while the others will go through qualifiers. But right now, everyone will have to play.
Yeah, well.
Except the host, and of course, the host also is still going to play.
And the Olympic champions.
Those ones already book a ticket, but then they'll still have to play.
Yeah, it does. It's just a formality, for them. Really, but for Nigeria, it's not formality. They're going to have to play to qualify. It is what it is, Cecilia. Nothing can be done about that. Hopefully, Nigeria will be ready to compete come February for sport in the 2022 FIBA Women's World Cup going down in Australia. Let's leave basketball finally now and move on to football. It's award season, you know. Yeah, in Nigeria, I guess. Because everywhere else, award season is over. But Nigeria's award season, we saw the ITIL NFF Awards a couple of weeks ago. Now, there's a ton of the Nigeria Pitch Awards.
Yeah, we're looking forward to that. The 8th edition is going to be in March next year, 26th. It's going to be on the Saturday, 2022. Venue not yet. But then the new things that's going to happen in this one, because yesterday, you know, the organizers mentioned most of the voters just to thank them for their support over the years. But the story coming out from here is there's going to be a special recognition award, which we're like, okay, why are they going to introduce that? But that special recognition award is going to go to the First Lady of the country. I'm talking about Aisha Buhari because of her contribution to the women's game, what she just did earlier. So they felt, okay, this is enough for her to have that. And not only that, questions were asked concerning if I will be having a whole lot of, the pitch in Nigeria has been awful. So why not introduce that into the mix and see how, you know, each state's not just building a beautiful stadium, wonderful, but then the pitch, nothing to write home about. And they're also thinking of introducing that. So if they're going to do that, I'm going to be very, very happy. But first of all, Taya, let's listen to Oshina Phillips talking about why they will have to introduce this special recognition award that will be going to the First Lady because of her contribution to women's football.
This time in our nation's life that she would embark on such project whereby there are so many other projects, but then she did not limit it to Nigeria. She decided to take us, you know, straight to the continent level, to, you know, have this invitational and then the competition. For me, it goes beyond just playing football. We think that that's a huge initiative, and as such, even other women in power should emulate it. Our female football, so to say, have not really popped up as we desire. But for her to have taken this initiative to encourage not just the professional body, but all the girls in our country, I think it's deserving of our recognition and also deserving of, you know, us using this platform to appreciate her, to encourage her, to say that this is inspiring and we need more of this. You really, with the Nigeria Pitch Awards, you do not need to do a million things to be recognized, to be appreciated. One good act is good enough.
One good act is good enough. Tayo, what do you think about this one?
Yeah, well, we'll see. That's what you want me to say. That's what that's the prerogative of the organizers, and they have decided to give the special recognition award to the First Lady of the country. I mean, it's fantastic. We've never seen anything like that before. Women's football, bringing all the best teams in Africa, all of them in the top 10 in Africa, coming to play in the country. I thought it was a very good, very laudable gesture, and it's going to continue next year. What more can you say? That's legacy right there.
Yeah, legacy, and I love that. And of course, we talked about the introduction of, you know, a new one, which is best pitch in the country.
Yeah. I like the fact that they're introducing all new categories. I like the angle as well too in terms of facility. We know how it's well documented that Nigeria is not the best when it comes to maintaining facilities. But that's why the Nigeria Pitch Awards organizers have decided to introduce that category for this year's edition. We need to go on a break now. We'll come back. We'll get in more on this new category. Join us again.
it's really important to talk about the pitch. People think, you know, they have a very impressive arena, they have a very impressive stands, technical area, track area, and very people really pay that very important attention to the pitch. The pitch is very important. I think if we had something like that to it, it will really, really liven it up. Yeah, they've done very well in the past 8 years. You know, it's not easy riding the storm, but they've done very, very well as a result of the passion, the vision, you know, the credibility, the integrity of the awards, and the NFF continues to support the Nigerian Pitch Awards.
I think that they have done absolutely well representing Nigerian football and, of course, bringing the players, you know, to bear. And if you talk about innovation, there was a question that was asked in terms of the poor pitches, you know, and I think the Nigerian Pitch Awards, they have taken that into heart, and knowing them and knowing how proactive they are definitely going to do something to reflect it. And I think, you know, from that also, there are so many other areas now that will also be taken into consideration, you know, thinking of things that will definitely, you know, not just focusing mainly on the players, you know, but also some things that also help with administration and indeed, you know, things like pitches and other things. But then, so far so good. It's been a very credible award, and indeed, almost everybody recognizes that in Nigeria there is one award that is indeed, you know, the award, the real award, and that award is the Nigerian Pitch Awards.
As Tony Ubani, sports editor of the Vanguard newspapers, are talking about the Nigeria Pitch Awards scheduled for March next year. Demola Ogunbono has now joined us. Together, we'll be reviewing UEFA Champions League matches that went down last night and a comprehensive preview of the games that were going down later on. Demola, good morning. It's great to have you on the show.
Good morning, Taya. Good morning, Ceci. And thanks for having me again.
Indeed.
Yeah. I mean, before we go straight to, let's just maybe your reaction concerning the pitch award, introduction of a best award for best pitch in the country. Is it a good one?
Absolutely.
Awesome.
Absolutely. No doubt about
kidding
it.
me.
I mean, see, if they can get to introduce this, I think it's going to spell good times for, you know, the NPFL, you know, as aware. We know the condition, you know, of our pitches. And if this can be introduced, I'm sure club sides will make sure that, yes, their pitches are, you know, at par. You know, it might not be international standard, but at least there will be marked improvement going forward, definitely.
And those, I mean, the government and those that will just build beautiful. I mean, what Demola Larry mentioned concerning, you know, you just build a very beautiful edifice, and at the end of the day, I mean, the pitch is not the right to go back. Okay, I trust the organizers of this award. They should be able to introduce this because they want something, Tayo?
No, okay, just finish up
they
what
should
you're
be able
saying.
to introduce an award like this from next year, if possible, so that at least, you know, we'll have something to really look forward to. New innovation,
Yeah, so I'm curious to see if the introduction of this award would actually have any impact.
I think it will. I think
we'll see. Fingers crossed if they're going to take it serious enough to want to, you know, like I said, show marked improvements on our pitches because that's so important to delivering quality football.
You know what? I tell you what. I mean, we have university students all around our universities who are studying horticulture. We have horticulturists. These will be opportunities for them as well to come and show what it is they've been learning.
What they're
in the
learning,
classroom,
right?
On the pitch, put it to. I mean, it's
Are
just,
these
And the employment for groundsmen.
Exactly,
I mean,
as well.
That's something we usually don't see.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm curious to see if it's going to have that kind of impact, that kind of effect. Are they actually now going to take it serious and say, okay, yeah, like you said, let's employ these students.
so they put, you know, what they've been learning, put it to practice, and
we'll see.
job opportunities as well for people, you know.
We'll see.
Okay.
Fingers crossed.
Okay, let's run through Betsy Women's Football Tournament. It's still going on in Edo State. Day 2 resort. Some of the teams they're in the tournament. They didn't come there to play. They're there.
They came there to play.
I mean, okay, literally, right?
Yeah, they came there to play.
Let's just take a look at the results from yesterday because FC Robo, beating the team again 5-0. Let's start with Group A, where you have Edo Queens and Royal FC 4-0. Niger Raiders and Heartland Queens ended goalless. I was shocked about that. Group B, you have Rivers Angels beating Royal Queens 3-0. All the goals coming in second half. Fortress Queens, there was nothing to defend against at all because FC Robo were running rampant. The first game was 5-0, the second 5-0, and Monday Gates is responsible for 7 of the 10 goals they've scored. All the goals that were scored yesterday were scored by her.
She on fire.
Yeah. Bayelsa Queens and Cardinal Queens, they finally arrived, played their first game yesterday, and then 6-0 in favor of Bayelsa Queens. Confluence and Sunshine Queens winning by a lone goal. And the rescheduled game will be for today, which is Sunshine Queens and Cardinal Queens. That's the game that wasn't played on the opening day because they were still on their way. They've arrived, they lost their first game 6-0. Second one will be to the rescheduled game against Sunshine Queens. We'll see if they can bounce back from that 6-0 defeat to see if they can take a point off Sunshine Queens because that Group C is not easy, especially when you're having the champions of the ITO Cup in that group.
Okay.
All right. Let's leave this and, okay, go to the big one, right? The sports ministry and are trying to ensure that the bilateral relations they're signing with all other countries will actually have a huge impact on sports in the country.
Yeah, indeed. That's the Ministry of Youth and Sport Development and its counterpart from Egypt and Algeria held a meeting in Abuja and have agreed to work together for the development of the country's youth and sports industry. The meeting was part of activities marking the 40th anniversary of the Association of National Olympic Committees in Africa, that's ANOCA, also taking place in Abuja. Minister of Youth and Sports Development, Sunday Diary, said there is need for the 3 countries to work together to improve the lot of the youth, stating that the youth in Africa have similar desires. The minister also added that the 3 countries stand to gain many benefits by going into this partnership in the sector and exchange of programs.
Let's listen to the minister talking about this.
We agreed clearly that the population of youth in Africa, in Nigeria, in Algeria, in Egypt is growing in leaps and bounds. It's important that we have inter-country tournaments and championships beyond what we do within Nigeria, Egypt, Algeria, perhaps Morocco. We can come together and say, let's organize a volleyball tournament, an athletics championship. It's a miniature scale, but it's impactful. World Athletics will take note of it. These people can gain some points and ranking. We can even organize football matches. We just did a 6-nation women football tournament, which the FIFA president came, the CAF president, Musepe, came, 6 top countries in Africa in women football, and it was an exciting time, and they got points for participating.
Well said. I like that as well.
Yeah, it's a great one.
We keep talking about holistic strategy to develop sports in the country. I think this is just one of it.
Tayo, I mean, I think credit has to be given to the sport minister, what he's been doing so far, in the country, and the fact that, other countries are, partnering with Nigeria now, see, we know that there's a need to harness the potentials of the youth in this country. And seeing that other countries too are buying into this, they're partnering. I think credit must be given to the sport minister for his efforts so far. We can see what the Betsy Obaseki Cup is doing. This is a trickle-down effect of what the Aisha Buhari Cup just did. If other first ladies, from other states too can emulate this approach, I mean, what can be gotten here, I mean, it cannot be quantifiable. For the girl child, for the male child, creating job opportunity, fostering good careers for young ones. I mean, the restiveness among the youth will be, largely reduced, and it can just be a good time for the country.
Awesome. And you mentioned the fact that there is Egypt and Algeria.
And I mentioned Morocco as well, my joint.
So all these other countries now, they have their strengths, they have where they are really good at, and so coming together, of course, and Nigeria has its own strengths as well. So coming together can only be a good thing, beneficial for the youth of this country and their countries as well.
And if you look at these 2 countries you just mentioned, apart from football, where they're like at par, if you check other sports, it's only track and field we can say Nigeria is better. In terms of tennis, okay, table tennis.
Table tennis.
Then you're talking about...
And a lot of other sports.
A lot of other sports.
Yeah.
They're better than us. Okay,
Well,
basketball, yes, on the rise and everything.
Lawn
But
tennis
then
as well,
Lawn
you know.
tennis also. You've seen a whole lot of athletes coming out from Egypt, Algeria.
And Morocco and all that,
Morocco,
so.
just thriving. So it's a whole lot. It's going to be beneficial if they're able to do that exchange program where all the youth can come together, maybe just playing some tournament. Love what Kosafa is actually doing. Every year they organize the women's, tournament, the men, on the 17, on the 20, and even at the senior level. Currently now, you have all the women in the southern part of Africa playing in the COSAFA tournament. South Africa is also there.
Yeah,
so
they won already.
So, I mean, finishing one and going to the next one.
Straight up.
So, straight up, I mean, just imagine the nation they're going to face in the qualifiers. I mean, those ones should be in trouble.
Indeed.
Because right now, after coming to Nigeria to play, they're playing another one again in their country. So it's a whole lot. And when you're having tournaments like this, it's just help the growth of sport in Africa.
Indeed, 100%. So let's leave sports development for now. Of course, we're always going to talk about developing sports on the show subsequently. Let's move on to the UEFA Champions League now and tell you about what went down on March Day 2 in Groups A to D. Finally, Lionel Messi's broken his PSG duck, scoring a fantastic goal against Man City. He had to be against Man City and Pep Guardiola. I'm sure a lot of us have seen the goal already. Sensational is how you describe it. 2-0 is how that game ended. Idris Gueye giving PSG the lead before Messi secured all 3 points in that game. And the fantastic run of Club Brugge continues. They went to Germany and defeated RB Leipzig by 2-1. Hans Vanaken was on target once again. Recall is scored in the first game against PSG in Belgium. Let's go on to Group B now, where there was a cruise for Liverpool. 5-1 over FC Porto. They're now top of the group with that comfortable victory, 6 points from 6 games. As a matter of fact, the Reds have scored 14 goals in their last 3 trips to Porto. That's ridiculous for Porto, not for Liverpool. Anyways, in the other game in that group, what a game it was between Atletico Madrid and AC Milan.
They stole the game. They literally
Smash and
stole the
grab.
game. Smash and grab.
Smash and
When you
grab.
have Luis
Proper
Suarez,
one.
Antoine Griezmann, somehow these guys will come up with something, and that was what saved them.
Wow.
Imagine former
2-1.
Barcelona stars.
2-1 ended. Luis Suarez scoring a stoppage time penalty turned out to be the winner in that game. In Group C, Ajax 2-0 over Besiktas. Sebastian Haller was on target again. This guy has scored 5 goals in his first 2 UEFA Champions League games. Never been done before. Take a ball wherever you are, Sebastian. Dortmund were also in action. It was a 1-0 win for them over Sporting. There was no Erling Haaland, but they still found a way to win that game. And last but not the least is Group D. Shakhtar goalless against Inter. And the biggest upset in UEFA Champions League history. FC Sheriff 2-1 over Real Madrid at the Santiago Bernabeu. That's where we're starting off from. There's a new sheriff in town, and they're from Moldova in Madrid.
12,000 capacity stadium.
Absolutely, Tayo. It was shocking for Real Madrid. I mean, it wasn't as if Real Madrid played badly.
No, they didn't.
I mean, if you look at the stats, they had they should have won the game fair and square. But then, I don't think they paid attention to Sheriff enough. I mean, there's a new Sheriff in town, like you mentioned earlier. These guys have been giant killers. They've conceded less goals. They've been playing absolutely fantastic. I mean, they beat Shakhtar Donetsk, at their own ground as well, 2-0. So coming into this match, Ancelotti should have done his homework properly. Should have known that these guys, they defend en masse.
Yeah.
They strike you when it's red hot. 3 chances, 2 converted. I mean, smash and grab as well. It's 9 minutes corner from Theo. Yeah.
What a goal.
What a goal it
the
was. They
goalkeeper,
left him. He had all the space and time.
the goalkeeper didn't see it coming. He couldn't have stopped that goal in a million years.
Two Courtois
Fantastic
wanna
win
save
for
that,
them.
yeah.
Fantastic win for them.
And it
Fantastic.
could have been more than, because one was ruled offside, so that it could have been more than that. And what saved Real Madrid was the penalty that was given, to them after one of the players was fouled inside the 18 yards. If not, I mean, it could have been like maybe 3-0 or something. But then, and it's
Of course, yeah, you're getting a bit excited.
I mean, if you see the game, as you mentioned, I mean, the defense, you know, the attack, like it was like they were like ants, you know, together. So it's hard to always break them apart. I don't know why Real Madrid gave them so much time and space.
I mean, Madrid had 31 goal attempts.
I mean,
you know,
and
12
then you
shots
gave
on
these
goal.
guys time. So there was, I was like, I mean, the last goal that came could have been avoided.
It could have.
Could have been avoided.
Have.
The guy had all the time. I mean, you look at the space in between, and no one was even tracking him. So at the end of the day, he just had all the time.
Even the first goal they scored, I mean, they left, you know, the guy who crossed the goal, and it was just a free header from the guy who scored.
It was also free.
So perhaps a bit of complacency on Real's side.
The defense was really not
perhaps,
good on the day.
But we need to give all of the credit.
Sergio Ramos, you know.
We need to give all of the credit to Sheriff. You know, showing that their win over Shakhtar in the first game was no fluke at all. Going to Santiago Bernabeu in the fans in a very happy mood because they just returned to that stadium after a while, and to spoil their party in that fashion with a last-minute winner, it's just a very remarkable performance. So take a bow wherever you are, FC Sheriff players. Like I said, there's a new Sheriff in town in Madrid. And they're not from Spain, they're from Moldova.
And that's the first time you're having a side from Moldova taking part in the Champions League. The first team also to do that.
They've been through it all.
1997.
Yeah, I mean, they've been through 4 rounds of qualifiers. So normally, by the time you get to this stage, you're 1 out. No, they're not.
They don't even get into this stage. They don't even have the opportunity to get. This is the first time you're having them.
That's what I'm saying. So for them to go four rounds of qualifiers and in the group stage and still playing this way without burning out.
Credit to them.
A lot of credit. So let's not take it away from them at all. So
snatch the coach away.
Yeah. All right. Let's go and talk about Lionel Messi now. Our guy finally got his first goal for PSG, and it was never going to be a tap-in. I knew that all along. Messi was not going to score a tap-in for his first goal as a PSG player.
It's good to see that.
I'm not. What do you?
No, nothing. I
haven't said anything.
Tapping, so we know.
I just knew it.
It's good to see Messi getting the monkey off his back. I mean, his quality was never in doubt. We knew the goal was always going to come. And now, what a goal it was! I mean, even Pep Guardiola had to credit him with a fine performance by Lionel Messi. I mean, I wonder what PSG is going to look like if Mbappe eventually leaves. I mean, it was a key contributor in the game. 2 assists there. That touch, for Lionel Messi was just sublime, was exquisite. Yeah. And trust Messi to put the ball in the back of the net. Brilliant performance by PSG and Pochettino.
Indeed. Of course, Pochettino, since you mentioned him, is a very happy man. He was saying it yesterday that we need to relax. Messi's going to get his goal.
3 games.
Just 3 games, exactly. He's still trying to adapt, and he will get his goal. And guess what? Messi did exactly just that against Pep Guardiola and Man City. Let's take a listen now to the post-match thoughts of Mauricio Pochettino. Nothing new, different jerseys, same outcome. Lionel Messi. What more can we say?
What a player. And I like the fact that, he dropped deep, collected the ball, his passing was, touch and go, kept it simple, kept it tidy. And there was a time where PSG was going to take a free kick. A whole Lionel Messi had to be the man who went to go lay on the floor to, make that block.
I like that.
I chuckled when I saw that from Lionel Messi, that he could, some players would be like, I don't think Ronaldo will want to do a thing like that, But Messi to stoop down, I'm just saying, it was just good to see, and kudos to PSG and Messi in particular. I mean, sublime performance by the diminutive Argentine.
Before we go on a break, let's quickly get the post-match thoughts of Pep Guardiola talking about how it's very difficult to stop Lionel Messi and PSG's other big 2 players. This morning, time to take a look at fixtures for tonight in the UEFA Champions League from groups E to H. And the headline fixture is obviously that game in Turin between the Old Lady and Chelsea. That's definitely one game to look forward to. But before then, there's Bayern versus Dynamo Kiev. Benfica will host Barcelona. Barcelona surely got to get 3 points after losing their first game scandalously against Bayern Munich. In Group F, Atalanta will take on Young Boys. Manchester United versus Villarreal. at Old Trafford. In Group G, it's Salzburg of Austria versus Lille. There's also Wolfsburg of Germany taking on Sevilla of Spain. Last but not the least, Zenit versus Malmo and Juventus versus Chelsea. And that's where we're going to continue from. Juve, Chelsea, how do you see this one panning out? Juve seem to have hit a bit of form. Finally, 2 games on the bounce in the Serie A.
Yes, well, against opposition. They're struggling, no doubt. I think since Ronaldo left, no proper replacement, so that goal has a bit dried up. The guy from Spain, now what's his name? The striker. Morata is doing his bit. The Bala too is coming to the party. The new bar as well, Locatelli, doing his bit too, in the middle of the park. But I think Chelsea will just be too strong for them. I mean, the quality Chelsea has and the fact that they are a very difficult, side to score against. The fact that they have Lukaku there again, who will want to prove one again, over his former rivals at Italy. I think, yes, Juve, the old lady, they are playing at home, but I think I'll fancy Chelsea's chances going into this one.
Chelsea are missing N'Golo Kante.
Yeah,
and we know how crucial he is to Chelsea.
He's a crucial player for them, no doubt. Hit now with coronavirus, going to miss a couple of games. But then again, they have ample replacements there. There's Kovacic. There's Saul as well, who some Chelsea players are not so. But I think it will come. Yes, I think.
He's still adapting. Come on, guys.
Still, exactly. I think he's a fantastic player. He will come into his own. They're still Jorginho there as well. And Mason Mount. Fantastic.
So many
fantastic. Options are plenty for Chelsea in that one. So.
We'll see how it pans out tonight between United and Villarreal. It's good news for Nigeria as well. To Samuel Chukwueze, was a very big part of their last training session ahead of today's game. Let's take a look at the papers before we close the show, Cecilia.
I'll start with Complete Sport, and Complete Sport is saying that Chukwueze is out of United game.
I saw him looking good in training, man. No. Come on, guys.
Let's see. Complete Sport. Let's see if he's going to be in action tonight. We'll watch out for him and see if he's in action tonight.
We'll see.
And then Social sending Ronaldo warning to Emery, saying that CR7 has scored 13 times in 15 games against visitors. Oh, okay. Let's see. All right. Fingers crossed.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't stop Ronaldo from scoring. It's almost difficult. But
can they win the game?
Can they win the game? That's the bigger question.
Yeah. And he said it's not a must-win game. So, yeah, you can just go to Old Trafford and play whatever they want to play. AFCON 2022, Napoli is seeking legal way to stop Osimhen. Don't even try it.
They shouldn't try.
Don't bother. There's no need, because there's no need to talk about this one. And Osimhen's market value is now 120 million euros. Okay.
I can guarantee that by the end of the season, it's going to be more than that. But the way Osimhen is going, yes.
I mean, if he continues scoring.
If he continues, yeah.
I mean, that's what happened. The valuation will continue to rise, and that's what we want for our Nigerian players.
All right, Brendan Rodgers is under pressure over Iheanacho, increasing calls for Nigeria to start in the EPL. It's not starting. Okay.
Let's take a look at Sporting Life now. There's the Manchester United Villarreal story still. Emery, that's Unai Emery, ruling out Samuel Chukwueze from that game against the Villarreal. So despite the fact that it was very prominent in training, still the game has come too soon for him.
Yeah,
that's just the bottom line.
Yes. It's good to see that it's training now.
Yeah, training very well. It moved very well. No hindrances whatsoever. So I was quite excited to see that. So hopefully in the next March round, we get to see Samuel Chukwueze return to action. Still in Sporting Life, Messi scores first PSG goal. Talked about that already. Holland wants to join Real Madrid. Okay. As according to PSG.
And that's where he's going to go to.
All right, we'll see.
That's the place to be.
We'll see. Arsenal had £34 million bid rejected for Marco Asensio. Wow. Oh, no, this is bad news right here. Xhaka out for 6 weeks.
Yeah.
Oh, dear.
Yeah, with a groin injury. Yeah.
Ouch.
Yeah, it's going to be a difficult one. And the last one here is Sporting Sun. And here, Sporting Sun, you still have a result from Champions League. And this big one, Man City wants to Osimhen. Okay, that's a good one. Yeah, if it happens. And then I love this story where Mike Tyson says AJ and Usyk baby heavyweights. What does that mean?
Let me see.
Yeah, Tyson said if it was to be in his prime and this girl's that he is so sure he can take them on, that he wasn't so impressed about their match the last time around.
Interesting.
Heavyweight.
Yeah. Tyson was once the baddest man on the planet.
It
It was
So
ruthless.
you can understand where he's
Yeah.
coming from,
I
right?
mean, 12 rounds heavyweight. Come on, that's too boring. He doesn't want that.
Yeah.
2 rounds, you're out.
Someone would have been knocked out.
Thank you so much, Demola.
Thank you for having me. Thank you so much.
Appreciate your time, and thank you all for watching as well. Enjoy the rest of your day. I am Tayo Salam.
I'm Cecilia Mwongwe. Have a great day.